Hello everyone, welcome again to our channel. This is Teacher A, and it's another English lessons that I need to provide to you, particularly in the new normal education wherein online distance learning and modular distance learning are the modalities that we implement in all schools, particularly in the secondary. Now, for this topic of the English 8, we'll be dealing with nouns, the definitions, and the purposes of nouns. Noun acts as the subject of a sentence that performs the action of the verb. The subject has to be a noun. It cannot be a verb, an adverb, an adjective, or any other part of speech. Nouns are basic to sentence structures because they, along with pronouns, provide the subject of the sentence. In addition, a noun functions as a direct object of a verb, an indirect object of a verb, object of a preposition, or even a complement. Now, on this particular definition of noun, we know that noun acts as the subject of the sentence. Without a subject, we cannot identify to whom or to what a particular verb pertains to a certain action. Now, the importance of noun is not only a subject, but it can be also functioning as a direct object of the verb, an indirect object of the verb, object of a preposition, or even a complement. Now, let's try to analyze this part. I have here two sentences. The car smashed into the wall. The wall was smashed by the car. Now, if we try to analyze, we have nouns here that pertains to a certain statement or certain sentences. The first one will be the car in the beginning and the car at the end. Now, if we try to analyze this, you may have noticed that nouns may be placed differently in the given sentences. The function of the noun changes when its position changes in the sentence. That's correct. Always remember, the function of the noun changes when its position changes in the sentence. It doesn't matter if they have the same subject or they do have the same noun but different in their position. It means they are not the subject themselves. It means if a noun changes its position, it also changes the function of the noun. Now, to make it a bit clear for you, I know it's a bit you are wondering at this particular moment. Now, let's have a specific example. Noun as a subject. The subject can be a person, place, thing, or idea. It performs an act or shows a state of being as expressed by the verb. The subject is easily recognized as it usually comes at the beginning of a sentence and is followed by a verb. That's the common structure of a particular sentence when we refer to noun as a subject. Now, noun usually comes at the beginning and followed by a verb in a particular sentence. Now, to make it clear, we have an example here. The man stepped on my toes. We have the subject man and the verb stepped. We also have here, Sam accidentally hits her head on the bookshelf. We have the subject Sam and hits for the verb. Therefore, if a noun functions as the subject, they usually at the beginning of a sentence. The next one would be noun as direct object. Now, it's not a subject on this part, but it's a direct object. The direct object is a noun in a sentence. The object is acted upon by the subject, and it typically comes after the verb. Okay, I repeat, it typically comes after the verb. For noun as direct object, it's the total opposite of noun as a subject. Because in noun as a subject, we have we have the subject and then the verb. But for the noun as a direct object, we have the verb and next is the subject. Now, to make it clear, we have an example here. Tom bit his nail. We have here nail as the direct object that refers to bit. We also have I am painting the doghouse. Doghouse would be the direct object referring to the verb painting. Okay, that's the function. Direct object, the recipient of the action for a particular verb here. Next we have noun as indirect object. An indirect object represents a person or thing that receives the effect of the action of the verb. It usually comes between the verb and the direct object. Now it's a bit complicated for this part because you'll be dealing with direct object as well and the subject of the sentence. That's why you need to carefully identify which of the noun in the particular sentence function as the indirect object. Now we have he fed the monkeys bananas. Now we have the subject he, the pronoun. Then we have here monkeys as indirect object for the direct object bananas. Bananas would be our direct object here. Now, because according to our rule, it was between the verb and the direct object, the verb fed, and the direct object bananas, our indirect object here would be monkeys. It receives the effect of the action. Next also, we have here she poured drinks for the boys. Now, for this part, we don't have that particular pattern at the end. But if we try to analyze she poured drinks for the boys, it means we have she as our subject here, the pronoun, under still on the category of noun, name of a person, or using a substitute for that. Poured as the verb, drinks our direct object, and for the boys as our indirect object. The boys would be the receiver of the effect of the action verb. In Filipino, you will be asking, para kanino yung yung pinuhos niyang drinks? It's for the boys. Just like in the first example, para kanino yung mga banana? It's for the monkey. You're just answering that question. Who will be fed by bananas? It's he, diba? For that particular example. But for this time, it is in the indirect object. Next, we have noun as object of preposition. The object of preposition is a noun in a sentence. The object comes after the preposition as shown here in the following examples. We have Joe broke his nose in a fight. We have the preposition in. Then the following noun will serve as the object of preposition. It means in will be the preposition referring to the object fight, the noun fight. That's why it will be the object of preposition. Same as two puppies followed behind the girl. Now we have the preposition behind. Then we have the noun as the object of preposition would be girl. Always remember, in the noun as object of preposition, we always follow the object comes after the preposition. Okay? Always preposition first, then followed by the object, or the object as the object of preposition. Now for your activity, this will be the task. Identify the function of the underlined noun in the sentence. Okay? They bought the condominium for their daughter. I ordered you a sweater from the catalog. The teacher taught our class public speaking. Sandy was talking to her boss over the phone. We were constructing the building when you arrived. Now you can pause this video so that you will be given ample of time in answering. The first answer would be direct object. The condominium would be the direct object here. Next, I ordered you a sweater from the catalog. You would be the indirect object. Teacher would be the subject. Phone would be the object of preposition. And building would be the direct object. Now, if you got 5, congratulations. You can comment down below your score. For the second activity, you just need now to identify on the particular sentence that corresponds to the function inside the parentheses. We have 5 statements again.